Demolition, extra lethal on spawn. Thrown lethal's display an indicator showing the path of the lethal. So this is actually really cool. I forget the other perk name for this. It's like, is it danger close maybe, where you spawn with an extra lethal, and then the actual thing where it shows you how far you can throw it, where it's just like a line, you've probably seen it in loads of other video games, is actually really cool, because there's like small gaps and stuff you're able to throw things through in this game, where it could be like a fence, and then like this is the fence, this is barbed wire, and you kind of want to get through the gap, and it's very, very easy to judge with that line. So it is a nice useful perk. And actually, maybe while we're here, I'll give them all a rating. So the Demolition one, obviously depending on what perk slot it is, I think it's pretty good. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. So you're extra lethal, and you get an indicator showing you the path and where the grenade is going to land. It even shows what it bounces off, so very nice. If I can find the gameplay, I will show it, but we'll see. The next one up is Tracker. So we've had Tracker in a few games now, but the description in the game is: enemies leave behind a footprint trail, see markers at enemy death locations, and hide the death markers of enemies you kill. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Tracker's really good for like the smaller game modes where you're kind of like, people are being quiet and you're trying to hunt them down and you don't know exactly what way they've went, left or right. Decent perk. Normally it's been in pretty weird classes, I think, like along with ghosts and stuff, so it's been a hard choice to run it. So if I was to give like an honest opinion on the rating of Tracker, it is very situational. I think I would actually rate it lower than Demolition from what I've played of Vanguard already, so I'll give it a 5. So only slightly worse. It could all depend on what perk slot it fits into. Next up is Double Time. Obviously this game using the Modern Warfare 2019 engine. Tactical sprint is back in the game, so where you double tap the sprint button and your character like holds the weapon up by the sides and they sprint that little bit faster. Double Time is back, and it works the same as it does in Modern Warfare, but the description of this is: double the duration of tactical sprint and increase movement speed by 30%. So there's increased crouch movement speed. So I think in Modern Warfare 2019 it actually made you faster, but now it just lasts longer. So interesting. Honestly, this perk I don't think is that great. Again, it will depend on the slot that it fits into. I know I'm going to say that's for them all, but to be honest, I'm going to rate this a 2. It's a pretty simple perk. Doesn't necessarily mean there's anything wrong with it, but yeah, it's pretty simple. Next up is the classic, the favorite, Ghost. And yeah, everyone knows what Ghost is. The description in this is: undetectable by spotter aircraft, recon perks, and so let me actually, it's actually worded really weird. Undetectable by spotter aircraft and recon perks whenever you are moving, planting or defusing bombs, or controlling kill streaks. So it's the good version of Ghost. If you're moving or doing anything, you will be hidden from UAV, which is great. It's the best version. So it's not great for people who are campers or tactically controlling areas, i.e. a single room, and they don't really move. It's not going to be the best for you, but yeah, Ghost is like a 10 out of 10 perk, especially this version of it. So yeah, can't really fault that. Be interesting to see how the actual like 6v6 multiplayer is, see how useful it actually is and how good spotter aircrafts are and stuff. Next up after Ghost is Survival Training. I don't remember a perk being called this before. It's like normally like Tac Mask. Minimize resistance to stun effects, immune to gas. So yeah, it's pretty much Tac Mask. It actually seems like this could be a pretty powerful one, and it'll be interesting to see what it's like. I don't think I actually used this one because in the alpha there wasn't many people using the stun grenades and stuff, or at least they didn't seem that good. But this is always a classic perk, I will rate it a 7, but whenever I play the game fully, it could easily go up depending on how people are using stuns and stuff. After that is a perk which I actually made a video on in Modern Warfare whenever it got like a secret buff that popped off. It's High Alert, and the description for it: your vision pulses when enemies outside your view see you. So pretty much as you're watching this video, you can see that there's this side of the screen, this side of the screen, and the bottom and the top. Well, the top doesn't light up, but in Modern Warfare, if someone was looking at you from this side of the screen would glow, this side of the screen glow, and if they're behind you, the bottom would glow just down here. So from what I used, it does work the same, but I don't know if it like happens as often, because I was playing Champion Hill. Whenever I had the perk on, it only really flashed up once or twice. So this one definitely will need more kind of using, and this one depends massively on what class it's in. But I was a big fan of this one in Modern Warfare 2019, so I'm giving this a 7. Really nice perk. And then last but not least is Forward Intel, which I believe is also a previous perk, and the description for that is: see indicators for enemy reinforcements on your minimap. Minimap shows a larger area, so bigger map shows the enemy reinforcements. I'm not sure what it means by reinforcements. That might be different for something. I'm not entirely sure, but this perk has existed before. I don't think I used this in the alpha, so I'm just going to give it like a rating based on the description. I'll give it like a 5. But yeah, this perk's pretty good. Obviously, this is just like a limited amount of perks, so like there wasn't much more to kind of see, but we can imagine a few others that might get included whenever the game releases. Like Flat Jacket is obviously gonna come. I don't know if we'll get like Lightweight, Marathon, you know some of the classics that would be nice to see come back. Maybe even if Specialist comes back, or if some of the ones from Modern Warfare 2019 like Point Man come back. Some of these few ones might be interesting to see. They didn't actually mention if they were kill streaks or score streaks. They were just, or sorry, they're just as perks. But what I mean is, like, they haven't mentioned if there's kill streaks or score streaks whenever I was thinking of Point Man. But yeah, guys, that's been a rundown of all the perks that were included in the Call of Duty Vanguard Alpha. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you